DEM should require that Shell Terminal immediately commence actions to protect the hazardous facility from sea level rise and storm surge, using the highest range scientific projections for sea level rise and based on a 500 or 1,000 year storm event. A risk management plan for the worst case scenario should be required and shared with the impacted community to inform the community's emergency response and disaster preparedness plan. And as a party responsible for the risk, Shell should be required to pay into the community-controlled neighborhood fund for multilingual and culturally relevant community preparedness activities. So basically what this means is sometimes this port, literally you'll be sleeping, I'll be sleeping, or you can just do anything. It rains a little bit and the alarms start going off. We don't know if it's coming from Shell, we don't know if it's coming from Motiva, we don't know what it is. It's just like, Linda, am I right? Yeah. It's just like out of nowhere, and so we don't know what it is. The community doesn't know. I've been living in that area for about 10 years now, and I've never gotten anything from DEM, from Shell, from Motiva, from anything saying, hey, this is their emergency procedure. If we ever have a leak in our port or in any place in any of these facilities, there's no integrated emergency alarm system that can tell us. In fact, there's some chemicals in these tanks, and even in Shell, that if they spill or something happens, each chemical has a very different reaction or things that you're supposed to do. So some of the chemicals, I'm not a scientist, but I know that some of the chemicals travel up, and so you're supposed to hide down, right? And so, and some chemicals you're supposed to go low because they go high, or the opposite, right? So it's like, who knows these things? Yeah. Right? Who knows these things? Like, am I supposed to go in the basement? Am I supposed to go in the attic? Am I supposed to just leave and everything? Or there's no system in place. And I know we're talking about the air quality, but it goes with it. You have to look at the whole system and why we're so infuriated and why we're so upset that these people keep getting permits and that they keep polluting the air and doing what they do. Go down Allen's Avenue, even if it's in the highway coming from Warwick. Go down 195 and you just, 195, and you just smell the smell. You see there's even a crane that one of the companies dropped in there and they said, oh, it's too expensive for us to pick up. Really? You know? So just leave it there and just let it pollute, let it rot, let it just get moldy like the other moldy things that are around there. One of the facilities has like the scrap yard, and they try to plant trees there. Yeah. It's like the little straggly trees, have you seen them? And it's just like, if that is doing that to the trees, right? The trees are supposed to be there to like help filtrate, right? The air, that's the natural system, right? The air, the CO2 goes into the tree, but like oxygen, the poor trees can't even handle it. The poor trees, go by there, the poor trees can't even handle the air that's there. So imagine these little kids with these little lungs. Like I said, the 3 of mine that have asthma, they couldn't play outside today, by the way, because it was just so hot. And we had like the ozone alert, like the alert that you guys put out, right? It's hazardous, don't go out. And a lot of us, we have to go out to get entertainment. That's why we have the city parks, right? That's why we have the little pools and the splash things, so the kids in our city who can't afford to have the hose out or can't have a pool in their yard or don't have a tree in their yard, they can go out to these places in their community and have fun. But guess what? They can't even walk there because it's an ozone alert day and their asthma will act up. So I'm just saying, thank you to me and to Laura G. For putting this on, because it wasn't them, let me tell you, we petitioned them to have this hearing, y'all. I'm just saying, we petitioned them, right, Linda, to have this community forum, because it wasn't, they just say, oh, public comments, public comments, and submit your email, and it's like, really? You gotta do the whole process. So we're like, no, we want translators here, so you're welcome to in the next 3 hours, of work. So they can come out here, so to hear us and hear our needs. So you are welcome, and thank you very much for coming out today, y'all.